Are you feeling intimidated by the project you want to try? This is not an alien concept to me. Anybody who knows me will know that I'm very used to taking on more than I can handle. And it's never been something I've regretted, even with the projects that still haven't come to fruition. Taking on something that's more than you think you can handle is something that stretches you. Even to attempt it teaches you something. So here's how to handle it if you're feeling intimidated by your current project. First of all, if you're feeling like you've bitten off more than you can chew, then it's time to step back for a moment and realise that any kind of intimidating project is probably something that you've seen and you want to recreate, in most cases, amongst our community. And you've got to realise that that project has been done before. It's possible because somebody else has done it. If you're recreating something else you've seen in a fashion plate or you've seen in a photograph, it's probably something that's been done before. So it's possible, and that's always what I console myself with when I'm doing a recreation project. Also, it's a great idea to step back and consider what meaning you've given to this project. Sometimes when you're intimidated by a project, it's not the project itself that's intimidating you, it's the meaning that you've given to it. So, for example, take the 1908 dinner dress that I made a few years ago. It intimidated me at first simply because it was a dress I'd wanted to make for probably 20 years. It's one of the first dresses, historic dresses, that I saw and fell in love with. So I had all this pressure on myself that I've wanted to make this thing for so long, and how am I going to do it, and what if I disappoint myself, and all the rest of it. I had to step back and detach from that meaning and putting all that pressure on myself and giving it all of that history, and sort of recalibrate and make it just a dress. This is the dress I'm going to make next. This is the thing I'm going to try next. It doesn't even need to be successful. I know I'll learn something anyway. So detaching from the meaning you've given it that makes it intimidating, and then reattaching to the reason you wanted to do it. Get excited about it again. Find out what it was. Remember what it was that made it exciting. On a practical level, the way to stop being intimidated by it is to stop looking at the project as a whole and making it into a huge, what am I trying to say? Stop trying to make it into this huge, overwhelming project that is either a success or a failure. If you break it down into parts, some of which are more doable, some of which are less doable, you'll start to also break down the fear of it into smaller chunks, which makes it easier to face. So you'll also take the intimidation away from the project as a whole, and you become able to define it as just, it's this part here that intimidates me. So for me with the 1908 dress, it was the draping on the bodice. You had to drape it. I couldn't do it as a flat pattern, and flat pattern cutting is what I prefer because I'm a mathematician. I like to be able to draw it out, and the whole point about this bodice was that you had to drape all these separate pieces of fabric, and that is much less precise. So unlike most people who prefer to just kind of eyeball it as they go, I find it intimidating when you've got to drape something and just make it up as you go. I want precise instructions for myself. So that was intimidating for me. But by breaking the project down into its constituent parts, a bodice, an underbodice, a bodice, a skirt, the sleeves, I could break down what I had to do and isolate the bits that were easier and the bits that were harder, which made it a lot more doable. Finally, what you do when you have an intimidating project is you ask for help. There's no rule like there was in school that it has to be all your own work and you have to do it all on your own without any help. You'll probably learn more by going somewhere for help, going to somebody who knows more than you, crowdsourcing answers from your friendship group, and figuring it out as a group, figuring it out with mentorship, with somebody to support you. That will make it a much better learning experience. It won't be cheating, it will be a way of finding your way through it with help. Why not have a guide on your journey? Why try to traverse all that territory on your own? So I hope that helps you tackle an intimidating project. Go and break it down, step back from it. It's been done before, it's fine, it's doable. Detach from the meaning you gave it that made it so intimidating in the first place. Detach it from all of the history that's built it up in your mind. And reattach to the reason it was exciting and the reason you wanted to take it on in the first place. Break it down so that you isolate the bits that are intimidating and make them much smaller and more manageable. And that will also make it easier for us to ask for help with the specific bits that are bothering you. So I hope that helps you. Get inspired and go and do some sewing this week.